Then what happens is a girl gets like, what is it, I don't know, 8th grade or high school. Basically, as soon as you become a woman, the world will tell you, ladies, look, now that you become a woman, you got something the guys like. Better than notes, get shoved into, you got your body. You can give it to the guy, he's gonna like you more. And a girl always begins with this idea, okay, well let me get this straight. So long as I'm technically not having sex, I'm being good. So hooking up and making out with different guys, that's not a big deal. Doing this with a guy, that's not a big deal. Doing that with a guy, well, as long as I love him, it's not a big deal. Why? Well, because those other girls at school are so much worse than I am, and when it's all said and done, the girl convinces herself the priceless gift of her body, oh, that's not a big deal. Something starts to die in the girl. She may go from boy to boy to boy, she never sits still. My brother and I were kids, we played this game called lava, right? Take all the cushions off the couch, you throw them on the floor, and you have to jump from cushion to cushion. Jump on the cushion, jump on the cat, jump on the cushion, but the point is, like, you can't step between or you die. And sometimes girls date like that. You know where she goes from like boy to boy to boy? Dude, by the time she gets to college, she's got no clue who she is. She defined her whole identity by the boy she clings to for security. But if she can just get out of that, find some independence as a woman of God, she can find real love. But when she doesn't, she starts to settle for herself, hooking up, friends with benefits, doing stuff with an ex-boyfriend. This is not what she dreamed of love is going to look like. Something starts to die in her. I read about a guy, lived in Texas, his guy's sleeping, his dog starts barking. Guy came in the backyard, his dog's barking in a bush. And the guy's like, all right, it's a bush, good dog, shut up, go to bed. Go to sleep. 2:30 the dog starts barking. Guy came in the backyard with a stick, come here pooch, smack, and he beat the dog into submission, back to sleep. 2:45 the dog starts freaking out. The guy threw a fit, cocked a gun, came in the backyard, actually shot and killed the dog in the backyard, and went peacefully to sleep. But then what happened is the robber who's hiding in the bushes got out of the bushes, walked over to the body of the dead dog, apparently came inside the guy's house, killed him in his sleep, and robbed everything that he owned. And that dog is like our conscience that tells us right from wrong. And I've said to my conscience, dude, shut up. Don't tell me I should be doing this with her. Don't tell me I should be looking at that stuff. Dude, shut up. I kill the voice. I do it anyway. And then I think, I'm free. I'm not doing my mom wants. I'm not doing the church wants. I'm free. Then I always think afterwards, if I'm so free, how come I'm always empty afterwards? If I'm so free, how come I can't look her dad in the eyes whenever I go over that house? That's freedom. And it leads to the point where a girl will think, Jason, look, you got cute stories, but you don't get it. Look, Jason, I'm not a virgin. Or Jason, I have my virginity taken from me. Or Jason, something bad happened to me when I was a little girl. And what good guy like you're all talking about, as if I know any, would want a girl like me that's already done all this stuff? Jason, look, I'm damaged goods, it's too late, and once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, I'll tell you one girl I know about. She was 2 years old, she had her first memory. Is her dad abusing her mom. Her dad's a total jerk, left the family, never saw him again. He's one of these guys who's male enough to get a girl pregnant, but not man enough to be a daddy, and she's raised without a father. She gets to high school. She doesn't know how gentlemen should treat a lady. Football player asks her out. She's thrilled. They start dating, get more physical. And then he says to her, honey, I've never felt this way about a girl before. I love you. And for her, those words were like magic. She never heard that at home. And she said, well, I love you too, Ruben. He said, well, if you love me, you'll show me. She knew what that meant, so she went to her girlfriends in the cafeteria. She said, Ruben wants to start doing this and that. What do you guys think? They said, you like him, right? She goes, well, yeah, I like him. Then they go, then it's not a big deal. Everybody's doing it. Don't be a prude. Look, as long as you feel ready. So she figured, yeah, it's not a big deal. And at the age of 15, she lost her virginity thinking they'd be forever in love. She said, in all actuality, she said, all respect was thrown out the window. But she said, after a while, he didn't want to spend time with me anymore. He was basically spending the time with my body. Because when a girl is getting used, she knows it. She tries to distract herself, but she knows that there's no peace. He lost respect for her. They started fighting more. Because every time they're together, it seemed like that's all he wanted. And she'd give him sex for the sake of feeling love, and he'd give her love for the sake of getting sex. Eventually they broke up. And she said, I will never forget the day he walked away for the very last time. She said, all I could think to myself is that guy is leaving with something that never belonged in the first place, and I'm never going to get it back. I'm not a virgin now. What's the whole point of waiting for marriage? It's too late for me. Start a cycle of these relationships. She got to be a junior on campus. Biggest stud at school last drop. Captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team. She's thrilled. They start dating, get more physical. And then he says to her, honey, I've never felt this way about a girl before. I love you. She said, I love you too, Andre. He goes, well, if you love me, they'll show me. So she goes back to her girlfriends. She goes, now Andre wants to start doing it. What do you guys think? They said, look, let's set some standards. They said, let's not sleep with our boyfriends for 6 months. If they can hold out no sex for that long, then I know he loves me, then we'll sleep together. And now she looks back and thinks 6 months? 6 months is the price I put on my body? 6 months of his time, attention, phone calls, that's love? So he held out for 6 months and they started sleeping together. Now he really lost respect. He started cheating on her, abusing her, physically abusing her, beat her up in the presence of other football players who weren't man enough to protect her, started emotionally abusing her. Tom, girl, you're so fat, dude, you're so stupid, you're so ugly. Stupid? She got straight A's. Fat and ugly? The girl was a kickboxer, a model, and voted the prettiest girl in the high school of 4,000 students. But he had her convinced she's fat and ugly. She's miserable. She said, those Saturday nights, she said, all my friends would say to me is, oh, it's all fun and games. But she said, you wake up the next morning, fun and games are over. I woke up hating myself. She said, I'd sit in my bathroom by myself, flipping over my pregnancy tests, scared to death. But then I go to school that morning with the biggest mask on my face. I'm so happy. Put a mask on for church, one for my parents, one for the boys, one for my friends. She said, I was so sick of being fake, I didn't think there was any way out. Now her mom knew what was going on. And her mom said, look, you're going to a talk this weekend. She goes, no, I'm not going to your stupid sex talk. I've heard those before. I know I'm going to get pregnant and die of an STD. Her mom's like, I don't care, you're going. Forces her to go. Now, I don't know who gave her that talk. It wasn't me, but she said that that guy got up there, and in the 1 hour, I just sat still. My life did a 180. She said the guy was so honest and blunt and real. She said he didn't judge any of us, but she said it felt like he took my hand out of the audience, and he walked through my whole life with me. Because he had done all the stuff I had done, all the sex and the drinking. But she said he had something I didn't have. I want it back. He wasn't ashamed of himself. He had a backbone. I wanted that. So after the talk, she went up to him, and they talked for a long time. She took his advice to start over and went back to the sacrament of reconciliation for the first time in years. And then she went home and wrote down a list. 61 things she dreamed of in a future husband, why she would never again settle for less. And then that weekend, the guys called her up. Hey girl, want to hook up? We're going over to Andre's house. She wasn't stupid, she knew what they're after, so for the first time ever, she turned them down. And she stayed home a little lonely, and then she wrote her first love letter to her future husband, saying, I said no to them tonight out of love for you. And I'm respecting my body this night out of respect for you. I can't wait for the day we're going to meet with all my hopes and prayers and dreams, and she signs it. The next weekend, they called her back. Hey girl, where you been? You trying to be too good for us? They tried to make her feel guilty for actually taking care of herself for once. She turned them down again, and another love letter. And every time she was tempted to go back that life, she'd read the old letters and write a new one. And as she got stronger, that stack of letters just got thicker and thicker and thicker. Now, why do you think I know all this stuff about that girl? It's because she's the girl who gave me every single one of those letters on her honeymoon when I married her 5 years ago. This girl's my wife, she's my bride, she's the purest thing on earth. Can you imagine for 1 second how grateful I am that she started waiting for me? Could you imagine what my life would be like today if she heard that talk in high school and she blew it off? Chastity, abstinence, what a joke, not for me. You think I ever would have met her? Do you think our marriage would exist? Do you think little baby girl we just had last summer would exist? And it was cool. Our daughter was born. Check this out. Our daughter was born on 7/07/07 at 7:07 in the morning. No kidding, man. I planned that. And it was cool, like, thank you. That's my timing. And it was cool, like, when we found out we were pregnant, specifically her, you go straight to the doctors. You get to do a little ultrasound, we get to see a little dude on a TV screen, and the baby was as tall as a grain of rice. You could watch his heart beating, it was awesome, but most of the ultrasounds stink. Like, you can't see anything. I'm like, is that his head? They're like, that's his butt. I'm like, well, he's like his dad. But now, they got these now high-tech ultrasounds. They're called 4D. They can now zoom in on your kid's face in color, live 3D videos. They got videos now of kids who appear to be laughing in their mother's wombs. And when we got one of our son, it was really small. It was only about as big as like a cell phone. But then when you zoomed in real big on his face, this is what he looked like in my wife's womb 5 months before he was ever born. And you can hear estrogen in the room. And this is the guy who was eating butt cream, by the way. And this guy, like, do you get it though? That his entire existence for all eternity depended on the decisions his mom made back when she was in high school to turn her life around. And so, like, when we got married, yeah, I was a virgin. You couldn't have paid me $1 million to give it to anyone but my wife. She was not a virgin, but she was so worth waiting for. She knew it. I would have waited for her until I was 50. So to realize you're worth the wait, she started over. In a lot of ways, I started over too. We never want to get divorced. So we did things that will decrease your risk of divorce.